Welcome back. This is an Aleks training video on writing the Lewis structures for a molecule with resonance. Resonance means that you have more than one possible form that is essentially looks identical. So let me give you this example. Here I've got carbon with 3 oxygens so this is carbonate, CO3, -2 molecule, so it's an ion. So CO3 has 3 oxygens. Well, when you set it up and do a Lewis structure, you're going to find that one of them is going to be a double bond. Well, the double bond can go anywhere, and what you're going to see is that it goes everywhere. But there are 3 possibilities. You could say that this oxygen's name is Fred, and this oxygen's name is Bill, and this is Bob. The double bond can be on Fred, or it can be on Bill, or it can be on Bob. So it's happening all the time. The one double bond is breaking, and a new double bond is forming, and now you're going to have this one. Well, in a split second, this one's going to break, and this one's going to form, and you'll have this one. So in lightning flash, it's going to flip from this to this to this, and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. It's called resonance, just like a bell kind of goes in and out and in and out and in and out and resounds. That's what a bell is. So resonance has this idea that it's flipping back and forth from all these different forms. So resonance usually has 2 or more identical atoms that are bound to some central atom where you're going to have a double bond. That's normally what you're going to have. I guess you could have a triple bond or whatever, but I've seen lots of double bonds, and then there's one double bond, but it'll flip back and forth between the 2 options or the 3 options or more, whatever. All right? So resonance is simply just a normal Lewis structure, just as you've done, only since there are more than one oxygen, there's one and more possibility, and you're going to have resonance. When you draw a resonance form, you have to draw all 3 of the forms in this case, or 2 in the forms if it's just 2. And then normally you're going to have like an arrow. You'll have an arrow kind of between those 2 forms, something like that. Okay, like that. Well, we don't know if it's going to be resonance. We just know that many of your options, many of the homework questions that you're going to get for this question are going to have resonance. It turns out this one doesn't have resonance. All right, when you do PO3 -3, you're going to do them always the same thing. And when I did this one, it doesn't have resonance, and we'll see. Okay. All right, so I've got phosphate and 3 oxygens. It's easy to think that phosphate's going to be the middle. It'll be the central atom, and then the oxygens are attached to it. So I'm going to have phosphate here in the middle. I'm going to have, let's see, phosphate, what group's it in first? Phosphate is in the 5th group. So it's going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 valence electrons. Okay? That means that it's going to have 1 lone pair, and it can hold hands with 3 things. Well, that's cool because you've got 3 oxygens to attach to it. Right? So what's that going to look like? All right, so when I attach oxygen, I'm going to attach oxygen over here, attach oxygen over here, and oxygen over here. How many? I've already got the valence electrons for phosphorus. What about oxygen? Oxygen has 6. All right, there's 6 there. Okay, so no, I've got more than 6, right? I've got 5 for the phosphorus. 6, 6, and 6, 18. That's 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. And then it's a 3 negative. So I have 26. So that's 13 pairs. All right, so I have 13 pairs of electrons. So let's just do the bonds first. Here's 1 pair. That's 12 left. There's 1 pair, 11 left. Now 10 left. Now I'll do these guys. So I've got 2, 4, 6, 8. So that's 4 pairs. Okay, so I've got 9 left. That means I've got 3 for each. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9. When you look at this, there's no double bonds. Since there's no double bonds, I'm not switching back and forth double bonds from this oxygen to that oxygen to that oxygen. This is it. So when you write it out, just remember, since it's an ion, I'm going to have brackets here, and then I'll have its charge, and that's all you're going to see for this particular problem. Whatever you're given, you might have a resonance form, and then you'll have to have 2 or 3 or however many there is, and we'll do them in class. Okay, thanks.